Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys your weekly reading on your divine masculine, who is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So we're going to be jumping into a lot of different topics here today. Just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. If you guys are interested in your own personalized version of this reading, I will put the link down below, as well as all the decks I'll be using here today and these beautiful orgonites. So let's get started. We're going to first tap into the energy here of the masculine, just his own energy, just to see where he is at currently. We're going to break it down into 4 different categories. So the deck we'll be using for this, we've got the Water Sign Vibes, created by Divine Love Healing. This Tarot of the Sea deck is also hers, and we're going to combine it with my Depths of the Sea Oracle. So a very watery vibe here. So let's do it. We're going to focus on where is this divine masculine currently right now in his mental thoughts, his headspace energy. Where is this masculine currently at? Okay, so we have clingy. We have Cancer's energy coming through. So even though this is for all of the signs of water signs, but Cancer could be a specific message. Cancer, of course, is very emotional. So it might be that this particular masculine is very emotional in his headspace, okay? So let's take a look and see what's going on in the heart space, and then we're going to clarify everything. Heart space, we have mysterious. So you can see this masculine is holding the hand of the feminine, and she has her back toward, or back to him, and her behavior is a little bit mysterious. So this could be connected to the feminine, but this mysterious energy is something that's really just kind of getting the masculine amped up in his heart space for some reason. So let's see what's going on in the actual physical world. Okay, so we have Crab Cancer again, so double Cancer energy for sure. All right. So there could be some kind of a moody energy connected to the crab. There can be a little bit of that, withdrawing, kind of not wanting to come out of our shell. So there's that. And let's take a look at that soul energy. What is the deep soul energy? We have escapist Pisces energy. So we had specifically Cancer and Pisces coming through. That doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, why can't I think? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I couldn't think of the last sign. It doesn't mean that Scorpio is not here in this reading. It just means that these are aspects of this particular masculine right now with these, with these attributes. So Pisces can sometimes escape into fantasy world. Pisces is ruled by Neptune's energy, and Neptune can be very dreamy, but also we have a lot of confusion as well with the Neptune's energy, because we don't really know what's fantasy versus fiction. So we're kind of getting lost. We're getting lost in a sea of fantasy. And I see a lot of emotion, a lot of fantasy for this masculine. So let's go ahead and clarify and see what is going on a deeper level here. So what is this clingy energy in the mental space for masculine? Is he clinging to something? Is he not wanting to let something go? What's happening here? Ooh, we have bottle, confessions. So this tells me here that this masculine has bottled up something that he wants to say. So that clinging energy means like maybe he's still clinging to something. He hasn't let something go, and he's wanting to make a confession and to communicate what it is that's inside that he has bottled up. All right, let's get a tarot card with this. Ooh. All right, that just wanted to fly out. So we'll take, ooh, it's a burden too, 10 of Wands. So this might be something that has been going on for quite some time. This has been on his mind. You can see here, she's just got her head in her hands. It seems like something is bothering her. Definitely something is on her mind for sure. It is a burden. It is overwhelming. So I just feel like there could be this, okay, so I'm just going to shift gears a little here and kind of go with what I'm seeing. It's almost like this feminine's energy is like, it's clung on to his energy field. Like she's in his energy field and he feels her energy. And because of this, it might be that now he feels compelled to have a conversation or to confess something to her. So whether you're with this masculine or not with this masculine, in contact, no contact, it could really go either way. But this is a burden here. It's definitely a burdensome cycle. And on the bottom of the deck, I've got the moon. So that is Pisces energy again, and also Cancer. So it's definitely a cycle. It's a burdensome cycle. It's something where we wish to cycle this out. We wish to gain some sort of clarity. The moon is all about being unclear. It's an unclear phase right now with what's going on. So yeah, but this could really relate to other things besides the feminine, because we are looking at the general energy for the masculine, but that's what we have so far. So let's now shift gears and go into the emotions and the heart space. Well, looks like we have this masculine that's still kind of clinging or holding on to the feminine. So I just feel like this has something to do with her. Now we have mystery, though. It's like a mystery in the masculine's heart space. Why does he feel this way? Why does he feel something towards this feminine? Maybe she has left his life. Maybe she's no longer there. Maybe they're not even speaking anymore, if that's the case. Or maybe she's just suddenly just kind of pulling away and doing her own thing. This very mysterious behavior is causing the masculine to go deep within to figure out, why do I care so much? Or why is it that I'm still affected by this connection? We have the submarine. We have navigation tools. So I feel like this is a new territory here. Masculine is navigating new territory here. He may not have the tools in order to kind of deal with what he's feeling, to deal with this kind of depth. Obviously, the submarine is going to go, to the deep part of the sea. And I just feel like he's trying to navigate his heart space. He's trying to navigate how he feels. He's trying to figure out, how can he, with the energy that already came through, how can he use his voice? How can he reach out? I don't know why I can't pull that off. How can he use his voice? So the magician has all the tools on the table. They've got the cup, they've got the wand, they have the pentacle, and they have the sword. And it's going to take some sort of sword action communication to confess something here. But the masculine, I feel, in his heart space is either doesn't know how to do that. It's like a mystery to him how he's even going to do this, how he's even going to pull it off, how he's even going to share himself or open himself up this much with this feminine. So it might scare him. It might be very overwhelming to him. The whole thing just is a mystery to him, the whole situation. Yep, look at that, 5 of Wands. It's a struggle. It really is. So it's not only a burden, but it's a struggle as well. It's a big time challenge here. You can see that guy, he's underwater and he's just he's working out. It's very hard. It's very challenging what he's doing there. So, but he's on the bottom. He's on the bottom and he's walking on the bottom. So the submarine here can rest, of course, on the ocean floor, but it's like we're going deep. We're going deep within ourselves. So this masculine is going deep within his heart space to figure out, why do I feel this way? What does this mean? How is it that I feel? So definitely some deep energy going on here. So now we have the crab's energy. This could make him kind of moody, actually, in his physical world. Kind of like, enough of this already, enough of these emotions, enough of this inner reflection. I just want to get back to my life. I just want to do what I need to do. I don't want to be confused by this. I don't want to feel all of these things. So he could be quite frustrated and even moody, even with other people, because of this. Yeah, look at that, hard work. What was I just saying here? It's like hard work, because it's hard. This is difficult for the masculine, even though he's a water sign, and water signs are naturally watery, emotional, but some of them may be so sensitive. Some of them may have even been hurt before, and so their wounds now have caused them to close up, and so they don't want to feel, right? Or they have put off dealing or healing with some sort of emotions. So this reef has taken a great long period of time to be created. And it's also a system, right? So I feel like this masculine has this system where he works hard and he's in the material world, and those are things that he can count on. He can count on rationalizing things, physically doing things, working out, working on his craft, whatever it is. This emotional crap, I'm getting here, like, it's just not his thing. It's not what he wants to deal with. It's not what he wants to feel, because he has done such a good job in this life kind of hardening his shell and staying in that shell and not wanting to come out of that shell. So something is happening here. There's like some sort of a transformation taking place. There's some sort of softening of energy. There's some sort of like transformation I just keep getting taking place. And I just feel like he's not really enjoying it, but he's still kind of like bewildered by it, that mystery energy. Oh my gosh, yeah, the 5 of Cups. So we have 10 and 2 5s. So we have like 10-10 here. That could be significant for some of you watching the video. Maybe you guys are seeing 10-10s. This may be an indication to you of what's going on with your masculine right now. But the 5 of Cups is definitely melancholy. It's kind of depressed. It's kind of gloomy. It's kind of like looking at things and not like we're looking at something and it doesn't make us feel good, but yet we can't stop focusing on it. So in a way, it's like this masculine cannot escape his emotions. He just can't do it. He cannot escape them. And it's really challenging for him. It's almost like spirit is pushing him to really go within and to really do some kind of work on an emotional scale, not a physical scale, not a 3D reality scale, not a financial scale, but an emotional scale. So he's being forced in some kind of way to deal with his emotions or to heal or feel something. And now we have Pisces energy here. So the soul's energy is always trying to escape. This masculine may not want to feel these things because it's hard. And he has been escaping it long enough. And I feel like that is probably why this 10 energy is here that's saying, and the 5s reminding us that something has to change. We have to change some aspect of our lives or else we're not going to be able to evolve. So this masculine, I feel, has been working very hard in other areas of his life, but not on his soul, not on his emotions, not on his heart space. And spirit is pushing him in a way to start to do this work that he needs to do. Okay, yeah, look at that. Renewal. So there's some sort of a renewal in his soul. There is something here that is being restored, reborn, rebirthed, or resurrected. There's something happening here. He's been fighting it for a long time is what I'm seeing here. And spirit is saying, no more. No more. You can't do it anymore. You can't do it anymore. So things are tough. Things are challenging. Things are hard to deal with. Things are hard to face and see and feel. But it's like he's got no choice. He's got to do the work. And we have the Temperance energy, which is all about healing. It's also connected to the sign of Sagittarius. So that could be significant too. But that is all about restoring balance in your life, right? Because I feel like this masculine's material world and his physical body and all that stuff in the 3D reality is good. You know, he's worked hard. He's got good things going for himself. He feels good about his health. He feels good about his body, the way he looks. But there's something going on the inside. And that's what's out of whack and out of balance in his life. And so until he can kind of touch base with his heart and do that work and do that healing, he's going to constantly feel like something is missing. He's going to constantly feel like something is out of balance. And it's because it is. So that's what's happening here. Now we have this Empress. It's funny because I want to say Empress, which is the divine feminine. We have actually a lot of females here. And it doesn't mean that the female has to be the divine feminine. It's just that in my readings, that's how I differentiate the energy here. But to me, there's a lot of feminines that are showing up in this deck or in these cards. And this healing or this resurgence of emotions is tied to her. Okay. Now, she looks like an angel in this particular card, and it represents perhaps that this feminine to this masculine is like an angel. You know, there could be something there, and so that's an additional message. All right, so now we're going to shift gears, and we're going to go into specifically how this masculine is holding the feminine's energy right now. So these two decks are from Aqua Moonlight Tarot. We've got the Secrets of a Lover's Journey and the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. And we're going to combine them with two of my decks. We've got the Divine Masculine Revelations, and we also have my Twin Flame Journey Tarot, if I can fit everything in. All right. All right, so how is this masculine right now holding the energy of the feminine in his headspace specifically? Whoa. All right, so that just fell on the floor, so I'll go ahead and take it. because it's only one card. So I just feel like that is definitely it. Ooh, look at this, you guys. What I was talking about. I was just saying something all about the material. Like, he's got that down. He's got it down. He's hyper-focused on finances, status, and fame-driven. That's what makes him feel good. That's what makes him feel confident, okay? Things in that department are good. He can control that world. But when it comes to this feminine, it's a little bit different. It's perplexing, like I said. It's mysterious. It's something that, he's not necessarily comfortable with, or just doesn't know how to navigate. Doesn't feel strong. Doesn't feel in charge. Doesn't feel together. Look at that. There are still so many unsaid things between us. So there's this incomplete energy. Something is still missing with this feminine, meaning there's something that we haven't talked about. There's something that I haven't confessed to you. There's something that I never communicated to you, or it could just be you guys are not in communication right now. So something still feels off. So even though he's moving forward with his life, even though he's, doing really well, there's still something that's missing for him. And he keeps going back in his headspace towards this feminine. And it's, again, mysterious to him. Why? Why do I keep thinking about this? Why do I keep feeling this way? Yes, look at this, the Two of Cups, because there's some kind of special chemistry and energy with that Two of Cups. Like, it's this divine partnership. So whenever they connected, or whenever they do connect, there's something really, really amazing there. There's something that is special. There's something that does just kind of, wake him up and moves him in some kind of way, perhaps that other people either can't or haven't. So there's something significant about her, and it does keep him coming back to thinking about this connection, because there's still either unfinished business or still so many things he wishes that he could say to her or should have said to her. So busying himself here, but there's still something that is going on. Now we have all this purple energy. So this tells me here that a lot of this connection right now for this masculine might be in the higher realms. He might be dreaming. He might be having these telepathic conversations. It's almost like he's confessing to her from his higher self. So if some of you guys have had dreams where the masculine is coming to you and telling you certain things, that is because that is what his higher self wishes to confess to you. That's absolutely what's going on here. All right, so let's see what's happening in his heart space and his emotions towards the feminine at this time. We have nourish. So we have self-harmony, soul growth, and comfort. So there could be some sort of a feeling here that he gets when he thinks about this feminine, and it's very, very harmonious. It's very comforting to him. It nourishes him to have her in his heart space, to feel her energy. We have transformation. Being apart has been life-changing for me. We also have self and then soul growth. So he's actually telling this feminine here that he has changed. So maybe they haven't seen each other in a while or spoken in a while, and he's done some sort of growth and development on himself. And he's changed something about himself. Being apart from her has really helped him to look at himself and to transform himself on some level. Even though it does seem like he's still fighting some of that, some changes have definitely taken place, and he's been affected by their separation. Four of Pentacles, look at this. So the Four of Pentacles in this deck, it says scarcity mindset. All right. And it's kind of put him into this mindset where he feels scarce, where he feels like he lost something or feels like he can't let go of something. So his heart space definitely still clings to this feminine here. And that's probably why these original messages came up the way that they did, which is the very first energy. I actually still cling to you. I still cling to this memory. I still feel like there's so many unsaid things between us. That's because there is. And so there's this constant burden and focus on, I wish that things could be different, but still it's like he's trying to navigate his tools on how to even make a move towards her or to end the separation and to reconcile. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's happening here from a 3D perspective. Okay, what is his energy here? The 3D perspective. Ooh, yeah. So he's silent in the 3D world with her. Silent contemplation, complex love, seeking the answer. So it could be that he's spending time apart from the feminine. There may be other people involved too, because it says a complex love situation. But for the most part, he is spending time contemplating what is even possible or what he wants to do about this connection. Interesting. We have clues. He says, I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. He's actually seeing things in the physical world, you guys. He's seeing the physical world that reminds you of him. So he's hearing songs, he's seeing things, he's seeing people that remind him of the feminine, sound like the feminine, movies that you guys saw together. He's seeing your face in people on TV. There's something that reminds him. He's seeing a bunch of stuff. And it's kind of like, there are too many signs for me to say it's a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence every time, right? We have Eight of Cups. He thinks a lot, I'm getting here. He thinks a lot about the distance, the separation. Eight of Cups, because Eight of Cups means someone walked away. Now, it could be that the feminine walked away, the masculine walked away. They both agreed to kind of go their own separate ways if there is a separation here. But we have evolving. So being apart has been life-changing for this masculine. So things have definitely shifted and changed in the connection that needed to because of the separation. So, I just feel for a lot of you, you just need to know it was just meant to be this way. But I just feel like while he is kind of off and evolving and growing in the world, he's seeing signs of his feminine everywhere. Okay. It's kind of like Fools Rush In, that movie that's coming to my mind. And he sees her everywhere. The guy on the street tells him at the end after, they kind of like break up and she goes, she's still pregnant, of course, but she's told him that she lost the baby. And so, he sees signs and the guy says there are signs everywhere. And so he starts seeing everything connected to her and until he just can't handle it anymore. And then he rushes to go find her. That's very interesting. So that's coming to my mind. Let's take a look at that soul energy. Soul energy that the connection or that masculine has connected to his feminine. Deep soul level. We have limit. Okay, there's that 10 of Wands. So there's something that's really, really weighing heavy on his soul when it comes to this connection. It's like he can't handle something anymore. It's very much become a burden. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot of all that emotion, all that water. It's a lot of emotion. We have final straw, overload, breaking point. Like he's at a breaking point to where it's like, I've got to do something. I've got to get this connection evolved. I need to take it to the next level. I need to either return or I need to like see, is there potential here? Is this something that we can do? So yeah, he's done a lot of work in other areas. He just hasn't done a lot of work when it comes to what to do about this situation. Okay, so we do have mind. So yeah, so his soul is constantly bringing him back to thinking about the feminine. Mind, I've thought a lot about you lately. So it does say lately. So lately, it seems like the masculine is thinking about the feminine way more than usual. And there could be a reason for that. Maybe there has been some kind of shift in the energy fields, the moon, in a certain phase, just things that happen in life. There could be something there. Okay. Phoenix, come on. Ooh, Seven of Swords. So deception and strategy. So I get a couple of things here. If there was some sort of betrayal in the past where someone lied, somebody tried to get away with something, somebody just kind of like ghosted someone, this could even be like a cheating situation. What I'm seeing here is that they're thinking a lot about this. They're thinking a lot about this problem, this thing that either tore you guys apart or created an issue. And it's very overwhelming when they think about it because they feel like they need to come up with some sort of strategy to correct this. So it really weighs heavy on their soul, actually, to figure out how I'm going to correct this with my feminine. How am I going to make these wrongs right? How am I going to fix this? And then not all of you have this deception or this major trauma that has taken place in this connection, but I feel like a lot of you have. And so just take it as that resonates for you. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the biggest hangups and blockages. Well, the Seven of Swords just came up, and I feel like that's pretty big, but we're just going to, take it to the next level. So these right here, these are 3 decks combined from Fire Witch Tarot, Truth Rising, What's the Tea, and What's Brewing. All right. The biggest hangups right now in this connection, or the biggest obstacles or even shadows here, need to be looked at and examined. Let's see. Okay, I feel like there's some kind of time that had just keeps slipping on by. It's been a while. It's just like how much time is going to pass. Maybe you're waiting for your masculine to return. Maybe he's waiting for you to return. There's this energy of waiting. This could also be timing, as in, we're waiting for certain things to conclude so we can make room for this connection, but there's an amount of waiting. This is my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Ooh, yeah, we have the Sun's energy. So the Sun in this Dark Night of the Soul, meaning here is that we don't have clarity. So the Sun on its own is a very beautiful card. It's bright, it's illuminated, it's positive, it's, growth, development, happiness. Well, when it's in this particular shadow state, it's not. It says misery loves company. So what I'm getting here is that wherever we're at in our lives, it is a circumstance of our expectations or the way that we feel about ourselves or our current energy field. So if we're not satisfied, if we're unhappy, if we're settling, if we're feeling depressed, I think I already said that, not confident, all those things, what we're going to do usually is we're going to connect with other people that are on that same vibration or that same level, or we're going to draw people into our energy field that are going to perhaps help us to snap out of that way of being. So there could be karmic partners that are, kind of going. There's karmic partners or karmic relationships that could be taking place right now while there's this waiting phase between masculine and feminine. I'm getting that because I'm getting here something about the company that you're in right now. You may not be 100% happy. Masculine may not be 100% happy, but that's just what's taking place while you guys are in this waiting period, okay? And no one's using anyone. It's not that kind of energy. It just means that if you're not happy with some aspect with your karmic partner, if you have one, or if your masculine does, there is something for us to learn about ourselves so we can snap out of that and we can clear that energy so that way we can ascend to the next level. So there's like this drawback because of this lack of being able to let people go that maybe aren't the best for us. Interesting. All right, what else? And to me, it's also about optimism. So there's not a lot of optimistic energy here. Somebody feels like while they're waiting, it's like they're getting more and more pessimistic about the whole situation. We have bad choices. Yeah, but I feel like it's more about karmic energy, as in the choices that people have made, the company that they keep. These are not the right. Well, I don't want to say the right, because actually I feel like every connection that you enter into, there's a good reason for it, even the bad ones. Okay, you're going to learn something. But what I'm getting here, it's like we just keep making these same choices that are of this lower vibration because we're still trying to clear that trauma or that issue or whatever it is that we have. So these bad choices means we're not learning the lesson. So we're wasting a lot of time. We're spending time way longer in situations than we should. We're afraid to let go, etc. Misery loves company. It's easier to be miserable. At least I can predict that I'm going to feel miserable instead of, what does happiness look like? That's scary. You would think that people would want to be happy, but when you've been kind of unhappy for so long or just kind of like surviving, sometimes that can be really scary to be given an opportunity to actually be happy, because it's like, oh my gosh, like if I'm happy and I feel this high, what if I lose it? Then I'm going to be devastated. So it's like safer sometimes to stay in your shell and not really go for something like pretty amazing. So there's a settling energy here in karmic situations or with the choices that are being made. It's like, I'm safe. I'm better off doing this. I'm better off just kind of being alone. I'm better off being like a bad boy. I'm better off just kind of like drowning my sorrows. This is who I am. I'm a rock star. But it's like, actually, it's really keeping you in this low vibrational energy where we're not evolving. So it's kind of like your life is what you make it. Now we have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is Sagittarius energy coming through here again. Oh, by the way, this is Leo, so we've got some fire energy here. But Villain of Rage, on the edge. So this is a restless energy. This is definitely restless energy, and this is about bad choices, impulsive actions, doing things because we feel entitled to do them, or that's just what I feel like doing. To me, it's like reminds me of somebody that says something such as, this is just the way that I am, you have to accept it. And then the other person's like, wow, really? Like, so you're not willing to change at all? And then the person's like, no, this is just who I am. You either have to accept it or not. I mean, I get it. I get all being true to yourself, but you know that when you're never really going to truly connect if you can't compromise with another person. And it's not like you're being asked to not be yourself. You're just being asked maybe not to keep the company of other, I'm just going to put it out there, women. If you're a man, why is it that you would have all these female friends? That is fucking bullshit. I don't care what is being said or what the reasoning is. I've known this person since I was a child. I don't care. When you're serious about someone, you don't keep the company of other or people of the opposite sex. You just don't. So I'm very old school. I'm very old fashioned. That's just how I am. So if you've got someone here in the mix that just has all their exes as friends, major red flag. Major red flag, because to me that person is very non-committal. That person wants to be able to come and go within all of these relationships, and they want to keep all of their options open. And that right there is something that is jamming up the frequency if that's someone's story. It's a real problem, okay? And it's unacceptable. Sorry. All right. You guys can see obviously that triggers me. All right. Let's see what else. So to me, those are rules. Those are rules that shouldn't be broken in a situation. Okay. Curious about you. All right. So again, there is this like, I'm thinking about you. I want to do these things. You know, you're on my mind, but I'm not doing anything. So that again is also a blockage here because no one's really making a move, and that keeps things stuck. It keeps things from evolving. What did I just say? Yes, the Seven of Pentacles. It's like snail's pace energy. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I forget what reading that I did. I think it was the soul contract reading where the chariot was being pulled by snails. So if you guys resonated with that reading, maybe this one is connected to this one too. But it's just like, really? Like, how long are we going to wait? How long am I going to wait for you to wake up and smell the coffee? How long am I going to wait for you to change? Well, what I have to say about that is we shouldn't be waiting on anyone. We certainly shouldn't be waiting on anyone. So this to me is that there's an opportunity for everyone to evolve. There's an opportunity for people to start taking accountability for their own actions instead of looking at your person and saying, well, they haven't done this yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait for them. You know, I mean, there's a level of that's noble, and you know, especially if you feel like you and this person share something special and you love them. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves too. So I'm just seeing here we need to find a little bit of a balance with that. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles means whatever has happened with you and your person, you know, after everything's all said and done, we can either stay stuck, regress, or move forward. And I just feel like right now this is coming through, and it's telling us that the biggest hang up is that people might be comfortable with this pace because it's a safe pace. We also have two creatures with shells, snail shell and a crab shell. So people feel safe in this armor. People feel safe rather than being impulsive and taking a risk or taking a chance. There's a lot of fear here, and I'm getting it's on both sides perhaps, okay? But there's a lot of thoughts about each other. There's a lot of curiosity. There could be even a little bit of spying going on, all right? But you can see here he's wearing a mask too, and it's like people aren't really being honest about how they're really, really feeling, okay? All right, so now we're going to go into the energy here of what is this masculine assuming about the feminine. You know, sometimes we make assumptions about how people feel or what they're thinking. Well, let's go ahead and tap into that energy and see Is the masculine correct, or is he not correct? Let's see. So we're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey Oracle and Divine Feminine Healing Oracle. Okay, so we have surrender. And we have signs from above. I know that my angels and guides are assisting me. Wow. So remember earlier when I was talking about the masculine seeing the feminine as an angel? This masculine actually feels like the signs, because we also did get, and I just have to connect it all because it just makes sense to me. Let me find it. I can't ignore the signs that I am receiving any longer. He's assuming maybe some of these feminines are giving the masculine some sort of sign, especially if he's watching her. Okay. He sees some sort of sign, like it's a sign from her. I don't know why one of the cats is crying like that. Sees her as letting her guard down, softening up. So if there has been an issue between this masculine and this feminine, right? And she's starting to surrender to, like, let go of some of that hardened energy, feeling him in her heart space once again. What I'm seeing here is that he actually feels this energy from her, and he's seeing evidence or signs with his physical eyes, also with the signs that he's seeing here, that there is some kind of softening of her energy. So he sees her as surrendering. He sees her as perhaps loving him again. He sees her as forgiving him, or being open if he wanted to return. So that could be something for some of you feminines out there that have cut this masculine out or have been like major Queen of Swords mode. But the signs that he's seeing are connected to this feminine. So he's like, in a way, surrendering himself to this experience, to this connection with what he's seeing. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Return. So he's convinced about something, even though he's got a lot of fear and a lot of confusion and everything like that, and some hesitation. He just naturally is assuming that him and this feminine are going to surrender to each other and return. And somehow that the universe is going to bring it about. Like he's trusting in fate, or he's trusting that the universe is going to somehow guide them back together. And if you think about it, the energy that we got earlier was with the Pisces, and the Pisces can sometimes escape into a fantasy. And it's not to say that that's a fantasy, but it just means like that's very, very dreamy. That's very Neptune energy. Like that's very much like, wow, that's out there, right? But this masculine could be like a dreamer. You say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Like he assumes that you think this or you dream about this too. Interesting. And we have worry. Okay, so he tries not to worry, actually. Worrying does nothing but disempower me. I choose to accept whatever outcome is for my highest good. So what I'm getting here is that this masculine is kind of, and it's like, I can respect this, but at the same time, I do feel like something has to happen here. Something's got to give. And it's kind of like that movie with Jack Nicholson. It's like, that whole story, whenever I watch that movie, it just moves me to tears because he has been a bachelor his entire freaking life. And even after he came together with Diane Keaton in the movie, and even though he like literally said to her, he felt like they were soulmates, okay? And was so moved by this connection. As soon as he went back to his life, he immediately was going out on dates and hanging out with other women. And that's when she ends up running into him at a restaurant. She's just like, oh my God. And he's pretty much just like, I'm really sorry, but I had these plans, before, I met you and we came together. And of course, she's just like, devastated, tells him that she loves him and this and that. And he's just kind of like, I'm really sorry, but like, I just can't give you what it is that you're looking for. And so he ends up having like an anxiety attack, or maybe even like a heart attack on the sidewalk. And so he goes through this situation and this time apart from her, in which she creates the story based on their connection, and like it's a play. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's just very interesting. And somehow in the end, like, she ends up with somebody else, so she's in another relationship when he finally discovers that she's the one, but she's not available. And so what ends up happening is he goes to Paris, obviously, to figure this out and find this out. And so he just accepts it. He's so bummed. He's so sad, but he just accepts it. And as soon as he lets her go, she returns, and they come back together in the end. If you guys haven't seen the movie, you got to watch it. It's a great movie. So anyways, this reminds me of this connection. That could be your story. That could be your history with this person. That could be your journey right now. But what I'm getting here is that this masculine might be leaving it up to the universe, but like in the movie Jack Nicholson, he had to make a move, and he had to go seek her out, and he had to figure it out. And his biggest fear was that she was with someone else, which she was. And he had to accept his fate. But actually, they were fated to come back together because she had never stopped loving him, even though she was with someone else. That's crazy. That's amazing. So that is the biggest assumption that this masculine has, is that somehow fate and destiny and the universe are going to bring them back together. But he is going to have to make some sort of move. So hopefully he is seeing the signs, and he's going to use his tools to make that happen. That's what I'm getting here. All right. So now we're going to go into what is the current vibe and frequency of this connection. We're going to go into a few decks for this. So we've got the Love Compass Oracle, and then we have two of my decks. We have the Arrows of Love Tarot and Oracle. What is the current vibe and frequency of this connection? Wow, have patience. Remember the Temperance card came through. The Temperance is about divine timing. It's about balance. It's also about patience. Okay, so that's where it's at right now. It says there are things that have yet to unfold in this situation. Release any doubt and trust in the unfolding of things in divine timing. Trust the wait and have patience. There's a reason a connection may not be happening yet. It's just not the right timing. Whoa. So that right there is the current vibe, the current theme right now in your connection. And it's not happening right now for a reason. There's something still yet to come. We have rose-colored glasses. I feel like both people are seeing each other through rose-colored glasses. It's kind of like they've got stars in their eyes for each other. When you look at someone and you think, oh my gosh, you have them on a pedestal. That's just what I'm getting here. You have them on a pedestal. This goes both ways, though. You have your masculine on a pedestal. He has you on a pedestal. You have stars in your eyes for each other, hearts in your eyes for each other. Okay. And of course, with that energy, it's like, okay, people are people, obviously. They have flaws, you have flaws. But there's this dreamy, romantic vibe right now in this connection where it's like we're seeing each other as just the one. And we have life review. So it is causing people to really look at their lives and really look at the decisions that they've made so far. And maybe some people like the decisions that they made, and maybe other people don't like the decisions that we've made. Because remember, we did have the bad choices card, and people are really looking at their life as a whole and figuring out, can I resurrect and change into a new person? Can we resurrect this connection? Can we start over? Can I apologize or confess to you how I'm really feeling or make wrongs right if there was that? We have influencing factors, so this is interesting. There is a factor as to why you and this masculine cannot be together. There could be something going on in someone's life as in a third-party situation. There could also be business issues and problems, money factors, etc. So there's some factor that's keeping the two of you apart. Okay, I'm being told it's on the masculine's part, but it could be on the feminine's part too. But this masculine is letting something influence his decisions from coming forward. Now, of course, it could be that he sees the feminine, she's in a situation so that it influences him from being able to come back to her. And I'm only saying that because of that movie that popped up for me. That was a factor, right? But this could also be his own situation. He may have something else going on as well. Yeah, look at this, the King of Wands, Leo's energy. So this right here, it's like really wanting to be the king, very motivated to want to be this bigger person, this bigger than life person, having it together, having it all. So what I'm seeing here is the current vibe of this connection is really influencing the masculine in a way. This factor of not being able to be with the feminine or speak to her or resolve this is actually influencing the masculine to rise up and be a better person. That's just what I'm getting. All right, let's get one last one. Home and family. So there could be someone's home and family that are a factor, okay? Could also be someone's childhood too, as in they're still just the way that they were raised or the way that they look at home and family. Maybe you guys don't quite see things the same way. Maybe someone doesn't want to get married. Maybe somebody doesn't want to have children. Maybe somebody, does want that or something. But it could just be culture as well, religious beliefs, anything. Or somebody already has a family. We have standards and boundaries. So there's definitely this feeling here of not wanting to cross a boundary. So I am getting this message for some of you guys that there is someone that's not able to push the barrier here because of some circumstance. There's something that's holding someone back. And it might not just be fear. It could be actual physical circumstances. Yeah, the Three of Hearts can be third party. But it does say good times, and so this tells me here, like, as much as this masculine may want to have a good time with the feminine, and as much as she may want to come together and have a good time with him, they have things that they have to consider. There could be other people in this situation. So it would be great, but there's consequences, unfortunately, when we enter into third-party situations. So now we're going to go into a heart song from the masculine to the feminine. Heart song. But I'm going to pick through these cards first, which is called the Claire's Story cards, 1 and 2. We're going to get 3 energies and then the song. Ooh, we have receive a message. So this song, whatever it is actually a message from the masculine. Like he's wanting to send her a message through this song. And we have within 2 weeks. Interesting. So you might hear this song within 2 weeks. Could even be that you receive a message from the masculine within the 2 weeks. And we have very healing. So this message will be very, very healing. This will be very, very healing. You can see here, he's up at night. I just have to say this, you guys. If this masculine has someone else, he's literally sleeping in his bed with this person. And he's got his eyes open and he's thinking about something. He's thinking about you. Now, it's not going to be for everybody, okay? And I know that kind of sounds like a shit thing to do. But to me, this is also while he's sleeping at night, he's thinking about the feminine because she has these Band-Aids on her heart. So he may have really hurt her and he's really sending her, he has his hand on her heart. He's really sending her that healing energy. He's really sending this heart message to her. So now this leads us to heart songs of the 90s, okay? Let's see what the song is, and we're just going to draw one. And of course, this is just a few lyrics to the song, so definitely look up the entire song and all the lyrics because there could be an additional message here. We have Now and Forever by Richard Marx. So it says, sometimes I just hold you. Too caught up in me to see. I'm holding a fortune that heaven has given to me. I'll try to show you each and every way I can. Now and forever, I will be your man. Wow. So there could be something in those lyrics or just that song. Somebody's name, of course, could be Richard too, or even Mark, because it says Marks. But for me, this is telling you here that this masculine is coming to you perhaps in a dream with a message, okay? And it's a healing message that he's giving you, and he's literally holding you and he's loving you. And it says heaven, so I kind of, think of like, another realm, basically like the astral plane, another realm. And he's trying to show you any way that he can that he loves you and wants to be your man. That's what I'm getting. So I hope that makes sense here. I really hope that makes sense. And it says, too caught up in me to see. So he's actually saying, I've been too caught up in me to actually see. I was blind. I was blind and couldn't see because I was so caught up in myself. But he's saying, the fortune that heaven has given to me. So to me, this is like the fortune, his fate. Life dealt him this fate. And this fate is now he can see you as someone that he wants to be with, or that he wants to be your man. It's just what I'm getting here. So anyways, I hope that made sense. So we're going to go ahead and close up this reading now with advice from Spirit for the connection. Okay, so what does Spirit want you to give you for the advice and the messages for the connection? This is the Treasure Trove Oracle Professional Archetypes. All right, so through these archetypes, what messages does Spirit have for us? We have the Nurse. We have the Makeup Artist. And we have the Pilot. Okay? So these particular archetypes have something to tell us in regards to our connection, advice, future, etc. So the Nurse says, don't worry, it's just a scratch. The miracle worker is here to emphasize that you're going to be okay. The battle is almost over. So with that Band-Aid that was just strewn against the, across the feminine's chest with the Band-Aids, there's a heart injury here, I feel, in a way. There's a mending, there's a healing that needs to take place here. And so it's not just a scratch, really. But at the end of the day, once you do this healing, you're going to realize that it doesn't hurt as much as it always did. Like there's the dog. My daughter's dog is here. His name is Phoenix. He was just shaking. But this is going to feel like just a scratch once you actually do the work and you do the healing. It's not going to be such a deep wound. So this is the Treasure Trove Tarot. Two of Cups. Wow, it's so beautiful. I believe that early on, the way that the masculine was seeing the feminine was in the Two of Cups. And so this, to me, it balances out your connection. This is a very beneficial connection because I feel like both of you needed to come together and to aid each other in your healing. So to me, this is wounds that needed to be healed, traumas that needed to be seen and dealt with, things that needed to be triggered so that way they could have, or were felt so that way they could have been healed. We felt them in order to heal them. All right. So this goes both ways, though. Two of Cups. It benefits you both. Benefits both of you as you both heal. That's what Spirit's saying. Now we have the Makeup Artist. It says you can put lipstick on a pig all day long, but it's still a pig. Beware of creating false perceptions about people in your life. Interesting. So I kind of felt like earlier that the company that you keep. There could be both masculine and feminine doing this, or just one of them that's doing this. They keep trying to make something work. It's not working. It's not what they want. It's not what they want, and they keep trying to make it work because it's easy, it's safe, and they can change it up all day long, but it's not going to change the way that they feel deep down inside. Yeah. Wow. It has to do with the relationship for sure. So to me, this is the connection. So the Two of Cups and the Lovers coming up together. I mean, that is definitely, like, it says beneficial connections and beneficial partnerships. Everybody is beneficial in your life. The karmic partners in your life are beneficial, for sure. But when we keep hanging out in those relationships way past their time, or we're not evolving in those relationships, that's when it's keeping us actually from what we truly, truly love. This common goal of this connection. So someone is doing this. Someone is wasting a lot of time. Somebody is afraid. And now we have the pilot, which is latch on the wings of travel and pursue what's out of your usual comfort zone. Adventure is but a ticket away. So I'm not trying to tell people, leave your life behind, leave your comfort behind, all those things, to go in search of this, like, magical connection. But if you feel like your life isn't going anywhere because you're settling for an unsatisfactory situation, definitely, do what you can to break away from your need to have that or to keep that in your life, especially if you're not happy, or let someone go that you don't really, truly have feelings for, that you don't truly, truly love. Do it for yourself. Don't do it to be with this person. Do it for yourself. But who knows? Who knows? There could be an adventure that waits for you down the line. And last one, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, so the Seven of Pentacles is about us reevaluating. We're reassessing our goals. We're making a change in our plans. We're taking a second look at something. We're kind of reconsidering, do we want to keep investing in this, or do we want to move in a different direction? What do we want to do? So the Lovers is also about a decision. Making a decision with your heart. And, do what's in your heart is what Spirit's saying here. Do what's in your heart. Because at this point, if you're just surviving or getting through the day in some unsatisfactory situation, whatever it is, it could even be a job, we're not living our life to our fullest potential. We're not actually in the zone of our highest good. We're out of balance in this universe. We're out of balance on our destined path when we're not choosing things that are in our heart. So that's what I have for you today, you guys. It was kind of a long one. I only meant to actually do 30 minutes, but I guess I'm going to have to do an hour for each of the elements now. Shit. Anyways, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. All of my links are down below if you guys would like to tip me for today's reading. I even have a link if you guys want to gift me a deck. Oh my gosh, I get so excited when people go on my Amazon wish list and buy me either an Oracle or Tarot deck, because you guys know I'm a freaking Tarot or Oracle junkie. So that's always a fun way to give me some of your appreciation and thanks if you guys felt like it. So anyways, thanks again, and I will catch you guys for the next reading. All right, take care. Bye-bye.